Hello and welcome back to Two Cups Between. I'm Jordan, here with my best friend Sam.
Hi.
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm drained. I'm drained of energy.
Drain me.
Yeah. It's not even 10 a.m.
Nope.
But yes, this week, exhausting.
You've been going hard for like over a week.
Well,
was it just this week though?
Yeah, it's
like just the 14th.
4 days.
The album came out on Monday.
It's been,
oh my god.
Listen, there was a lead up, okay?
Yeah, big lead up.
Basically, since we recorded, which we recorded last Thursday. I don't remember, actually. I don't remember dates.
Saturday, I think, actually.
Oh, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically since then.
Right.
The only thing on my mind has been this EXO album. And now it's exhausting. I'm like, I finally last night was like, I can't look at anything else today. This is like too much. It's a lot of, K-pop drama that I'm not gonna get into. It's not worth it. That's making it more stressful. Like, it should just be like fun and stuff, but instead it has to be like, Jesus, like, where like, honestly, where, like, what are we fighting today? What is happening today now?
Yeah.
Who said what now? But yeah, so it's been fun, and it's been like nostalgic, but in a very weird way, because I don't know, I just feel very old. Now my favorite group is like the oldest group active right now, which is very weird. So it's been nice. It's been fun.
Wow.
They're doing a fantastic job. They're very, they're very handsome men, and just did phenomenal. We'll talk more about it later. But yes.
The album is really good. Highly recommend.
Yeah. Very, very much. Other than that, I mean, I've been just like hanging around and reflecting and stuff, which is what I do when I get new music and new inspiration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's been a very, listen, it hasn't been good for the transits going on.
No,
because
really.
I'm still in like my little dreamy land,
right?
And like, my inner teenage girl, I started liking EXO when I was like 17, so it's been very much like that.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe. Not very good for a Virgo Mars-y situation. It's been kind of too dreamy. Yeah. And we talked about this yesterday, but I was like, you're a Virgo, so probably this transit is like, all right, get to work. And you're like, yes, this is my Virgo call to do things, to manage the things. Yeah, I'd like to make the task list and like to get the things done and like figure out what needs to be done right now.
Right.
But me, I'm like, and this is how I am towards my parents. I'm very much like the child that if their parents tell them to do something, they want to do it much less. Yeah. Like, man, if you just like kind of just let me do it, it would have been fine.
Right.
But now that you've told me I need to do it,
now
actually, on third thought, no.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling with this Mars energy, unfortunately. like it's too much of a crisis, because I'll still feel guilty that I'm not like being productive or whatever. Even though it hasn't been that bad, I've gotten some stuff done too, important stuff that needed to be done.
That's good.
But to me, Virgo Mars is very nagging of like all the stuff I have to do.
Yeah.
And like, maybe it would be nice if I needed that, but for me it gets very overwhelming. But it's kind of the vibe. I can get back into it this week. We have time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you have a project to do, like
sure,
something that'll take you a while, so you can like attempt to use the Virgo Mars energy for that.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Still no.
I mean, because the thing you're talking about is like a very creative thing as well. But yeah, you're right. In some ways.
Look, Leo season is approaching. It's time to shift
that's
the
true.
work ethic into your
That's
creative
true.
projects.
Actually, well, yes. Good point, Jordan. You bring up a good point. Because we are that is kind of what's happening. Looking at the astrology.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It'll be an interesting shift. But how has this week been for you so far?
It's been pretty good. The first half of this week I worked 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. shifts at work, which was hard to say the least. 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. is not a shift for the soft, delicate baby girls. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You go in and you start working. The physical labor starts now. Like, oh my God. The amount of times I almost dropped something was like record high this week.
No.
I tend to be pretty weak when I first wake up. And I was getting up at like between like 3:30 and 4, which is so fucking early. That's the middle of the night, okay? It's just, that's the middle of the night. I can't.
I keep telling you to get checked for iron. Are you sure that's something you don't worry about? Or your bees?
When I have health insurance again, I actually should start taking my B vitamin again. But when I finally have health insurance next month, I can go get my blood levels checked.
I mean, you can also just take iron.
I don't want to take it if I don't have to.
Jordan,
I'm not that person who just takes a bunch of shit because I potentially could.
Are you
possibly.
trying to drag me?
Yes, I am.
Dragging me?
I'm dragging you right now.
No, okay. But like, it's fine. I don't have to be a doctor about it. We have to do this. But like, you and I both don't eat a lot of meat, and like, unless you're just chugging down like iron and grains, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to get iron in.
It is actually
in my opinion, and I need it.
If you don't eat red meat, it's very hard to get consistent iron.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to get B12 too. Honestly, unless you're like fucking like, who am I? Do you think I'm like juicing all day? You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was taking a B vitamin regularly, but I just stopped taking it. So I just need to start taking it again. Because that made a huge difference.
I know. It's like how vitamin D makes such a difference for me too. You know, I'll be like, why do I feel like absolute dirtbag shit like all the time? And then I'll take my D, and I have a D that's like high enough I take it once a week.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like,
a
oh, I forgot that
2,000 milligram one.
Yes. And yeah, and then I'll be like, oh, I feel really good this week, and I'll be like, wow, it's literally because I took
one vitamin.
A single vitamin I put in my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I just need to get back on my B vitamin game, but I feel like death when I wake up anyway. It takes me truly like a solid 10 minutes of like,
I was gonna be like hours. Yes, agreed. I agree with that.
I mean, it definitely takes me hours to be awake, but like it takes me a solid 10 minutes to stop feeling like absolute death.
Right.
Because I feel like I could just go back to sleep and sleep for another 90,000 years. Like,
even easily. So even if you get enough sleep.
Yeah.
Like, actually. Like, how much
for
sleep
like 8 hours last night. And I felt like that when I woke up this morning.
Okay, but how many hours do you actually need? I feel like you need more than that.
I probably do.
I've seen you when you wake up too.
You know? I probably need more than 8 hours of sleep, right? Like,
I've told
I
you,
would.
I've
I
told
know.
you all
I would.
listening that 8 hours is made up. 8 hours is not real. Like,
Realistically, I'm probably like a 9 to 10 hours of sleep girly,
uh-huh.
right? Like that's probably what's better for me.
Yeah.
But I rarely get that much sleep,
Mm.
whether it's of my own making or just because I don't sleep that for that long. Like sometimes I
Yeah.
wake up
It's
after
hard to
6 hours. Like
yeah, that's also it.
yeah, on
Like if
Sunday night
you
I woke up after 5 and I was up. Like I went to bed at 7:30 to prepare to get up at 3:30, right? Like
uh-huh.
giving myself a solid 8 hours to sleep. I went to sleep at 7:30. I had taken 3 milligrams of melatonin, and then I woke up at 12:30 and I was up for the rest of the night. Like
Right.
I was just awake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that my body does weird stuff like that
I mean, I
sometimes.
obviously I struggle with that too. Like I sleep for like 4 hours at a time.
Yeah.
I've noticed, and I'll wake up. Like if I'm actually getting sleep, that's kind of insomnia is so funny.
So funny.
But if I'm actually falling asleep, because I think I struggle to fall asleep and get into
Mhm.
REM sleep. So it's like when I actually fall asleep, from that time I'll wake up in like 4 hours, 3 or 4
Yeah.
hours. Because I mean that's normal. You like come back to very light sleep, but I just tend
Right.
to just wake
You tend
up.
to wake up like you come
I
all the
tend
way
to just
out
actually
versus
wake up.
just the
Yeah,
sleep fluctuation.
right. Um. So yeah. So it's kind of. I mean, which is why I got into like meditation. I used to like when that would happen, put on like a hypnosis or something and fall back
Hmm.
asleep. I haven't been good at that. Cause I'm kind of like, man, whatever. I'll just be up and do stupid shit on Twitter, I guess.
I mean, you don't have a schedule right now, so it's
Right.
like the
Yeah, I
luxury of
don't.
being able to do that. It's
I
like no
know.
big deal, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard when you are on a schedule and
Actually
that
have
shit
to
starts
be
to
up.
happen.
Yeah, the thing, and that's what I'm telling you. When you have to be up, suddenly you don't want to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this isn't for something I want to do. It's for like
Mm,
work.
ick.
No. Yeah.
Not for me. Oh
Uh,
my
yeah.
god.
But very Virgo Mars for you to have a shift where you have to wake up really early
I
and
know.
like be
It's
done with work very early.
yeah, like 1 p.m. But what I like about 5 to 1s though is that I have already worked for 3 hours by the time the store opens. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
a good chunk of my workday is already done
hmm.
by the time the first customers show up.
Right, which is
So I
yeah, that
only
is
have to deal
nice.
with people for 5 hours
That is yeah, that's such a bonus. Like
yeah,
less
it's really
people time.
nice.
It's like yeah,
Instead of like when I work 1 to 9s, it's 8 full hours of people time.
of people. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I would take the early one if I had a choice. You know, because then you're
Yeah.
done early too. Because if I
Right.
worked at 1, I would not be able to do what you do and like have a day before work.
I mean, I don't have a day before work. That's the thing. I don't
Yeah,
have a day before work,
yeah.
right? Especially with like ADHD, neurodivergency, like
Mm.
leading up to work is like impending doom in my brain, right? So it's like all I can think about. So
I know. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm trying to get out of that.
it's just,
I tried to
I'm
not
trying
be
to
like
not,
that. I tried to
where it
not be
like
like that
freezes
for
you up.
my hair appointment. Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't get anything done until I have to leave in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
But it's like
So I
that's in the
tried.
afternoon. I could do some things.
Well, I tried to not be like that, and then I ended up procrastinating and running late. I wasn't late, but it
Classic.
was very rushed.
Classic.
So I was like, well, I don't know how to be normal. I can't just be a normal
Yeah.
person and just have stuff to do.
Right.
Um,
It's just one of those things that's really hard when you are neurodivergent. It's not about
I know.
procrastination and whatever. Like while we do tend towards that a lot of times. I mean, there are like two types, right? The people who are chronically early and the people who are chronically running
Right.
late. Whether that means you're
Right.
late or not, like you're just running behind in your personal
Yeah.
mental schedule. But yeah, shit just like
Uh,
sneaks up on you somehow with time blindness. And like I don't know, I have to be really on top of my day when I have to work, because like I have to be getting out of my desk chair and going to make my lunch and like get ready for work at 11 or very shortly after 11, or I'm going to be late. But you know, like I've had to be super strict with myself to make sure that I'm not running late for work ever.
Yeah, right. Um, I struggle, and it makes me feel like I'm not an adult.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, it
like
does feel like
it
only
makes me feel a little.
children should have this problem.
Yeah, it makes me feel a little self conscious. I think. When stuff like that
Yeah.
happens,
It's
because
just
here's
the
the thing: like
way it
I
works.
I work I work really hard and go
Yep.
beyond,
Yep.
and yet like running late or feeling I don't even have to be late, but I need to be early. Like my especially for like a work thing where I have to like show up and be kind of on it.
Right.
It's better for me to get there a little early, because if I get there right on time, I'm like still overstimulated and flustered and stuff.
Yeah.
And like
Exactly.
I can put on a good facade, which I do. This is what I'm talking about with medium slay. Like I think the reason I came up with medium slay is because I'm really good at faking it. so
Right, right.
so but trying to make that more authentic and like, okay, you know, a little more objective, but I am good at just like rushing and doing stuff well, and then it's not good for me, but everyone thinks I have my shit together. I'm like,
Very
this is what.
Leo Mars of you.
Yeah, I mean, to me that's very Virgo-y too. It's just
Mhm.
maybe Virgo is better at the facade of like everything's fine. You know, I also think, and you were talking about this, like how Virgo is mutable, so like they can do stuff and like kind of get over it quickly too, and
Mhm.
like for the sake of doing something well, they're fine with like being wrong, doing something else. Um, so
Right, cuz
yeah,
Virgos have like 12 backup plans already. Like they've already
yes,
thought of a few ways to do something. So even if every plan fails, we'll be upset. But
right,
typically if we have thought of a way to do a thing, we've also thought of at least three others that
mm.
might work, but usually the first one is good.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the Leo Mars, but I will get frustrated if my first idea doesn't work,
Yeah.
and try to make it work first, which
Try
is like
really
not.
hard to make it work
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
to the point of futility.
Yeah, like kind of be in denial that it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
ah.
exactly.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of my relationship with like work and stuff. I think I've been thinking it's been on my mind. Virgo
Mhm.
transits really like make me feel judged. I think this is like a Pisces Virgo
Oh.
thing.
Hmm.
So I think I get very like insecure, and my
Yeah.
Chiron's in Virgo too.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
probably has
yeah.
to do with that too. Like I get a little insecure and like uh I don't know. It's like hard for me. I feel very criticized too by
Right, right.
Virgo-y transits. Um and Mars is like not my Leo Mars is a good placement, but I think in my Vedic chart Mars
Mhm.
is so focused on because it's actually in Cancer in my Vedic chart.
Right.
And so I kind of struggle with like the work motivation stuff. That's kind of like my
Mhm.
struggles in my chart. So this Virgo in there,
Yeah. It's a
she can
difficult
go.
transit for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not prepared for like how work motivated you end up feeling during these transits, during
Yeah.
this kind of transit,
I think it's
because that
great
can
for
be
like
really
a
overwhelming.
right. I think it's great for like a Capricorn. It's great for like the
Yeah.
earth signs
Yeah.
and
And people, I think, with Earth Mars, it tends to be
mm,
good, or if you've got strong Earth placements
yeah,
in
stronger
some
with
parts of
which I
your
do not.
chart. Yeah, I think
A little bit.
I think you can tend to adapt to this energy and actually use it
Right.
to your advantage and just feel
Yeah.
the motivation and ride it out. But I think if you're like your Earth placement is your moon which is not a work focused placement in the
No,
least,
it's
right? Like,
not at
you
all.
know, like, so I get how this like very work forward, like motivation forward, productivity forward transit would be
It's kind
difficult
of
for
like
you.
annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like irritating for you versus
Right.
helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know,
Yeah.
everyone has different
We get
reactions
through.
to everything. We
Exactly.
get through.
Yeah.
Okay. Um and I mean, if this is how, like, this is what I'll say to people if they don't think they relate to like what the transits are trying to do, like they're not meant to,
Mhm.
because you're a different person.
Yep.
And like this transit for me, like for you who is a Virgo sun, it might
Mhm.
translate more into like tangible work
Yeah.
stuff. And
I've
for
been
me
very good
it's,
about like doing a lot of shit in my house, in my room, things I've been
yeah,
putting off, stuff like that.
exactly, which is like classic Virgo Mars of
Yeah.
like how people would see it. But like I think for me it's much more emotional just because of how it's
Mhm.
showing up in my chart, where my
Right.
Virgo placements are, where my Mars placements are.
Right.
Um
Exactly.
and yeah, just my personality type, like what I'm
Mhm.
saying, like I don't like to be told what to do.
Right. Virgo Mars is bossy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my favorite boss was a Pisces who was kind of
Right.
like, I trust you, do what you want, which is like lit up.
Yeah. A
But
Virgo
then
boss is a little bit more uh hovery,
oh yeah.
nitpicky. uh
Definitely like a hovering parent
yeah.
energy. Which is what I grew up with. So I'm kind of like, ooh, I
Yeah,
don't like this.
it's not for you.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't want to be someone who's like hard to work with, and I don't think I am. Again, I can fake it.
Yeah. You can fake accommodating,
Yeah, but
although you
it'll
really are
affect
because you're a
me.
people
It'll
pleaser,
affect
so.
me. Yeah, no, I'm definitely a people pleaser. Um yeah. But it's kind of like with work stuff and with uh like things that I have to do, or like tasks that I'm kind of procrastinating on, it
Mhm.
will like bleed into my entire life. I can't
Yeah.
compartmentalize it either.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just how people are. Different people,
Yep.
different charts, etc.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I'm glad you've been productive. I think this next week, with how things are, um, I will feel a little better about like getting to work on some projects and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Do
yeah.
you want to talk about this upcoming astrology then?
Yes,
It's
let's.
a nice little segment.
Did not realize. I don't know if this is like big stuff happening, but I did not realize that like first of all that Leo season's so soon.
I know. I actually can't believe that we're already here.
Yeah, that's wild. Next week.
I'm glad, but I can't
I
believe
am
it.
glad. I'm glad too, because Cancer season is it's tough. It's
Yep.
tough, okay? Even for water signs. It should be easier, but you know, it's whatever. It's fine. Um, but so Monday, let me talk about these Mercury transits, because Mercury's
Oh
doing
yeah.
2 squares next week.
Mhm.
So
Ooh.
Monday, Mercury, which is in Leo currently,
Mhm.
um, on Monday it will square Jupiter, still in Taurus, and on Sunday it will square Uranus, which is also in Taurus. So it'll
Yep.
be like boom, boom.
Mhm.
Okay, interacting with these planets. Um, and a
Wow,
Mercury
these Taurian
square,
squares. Oof. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. It's giving stubbornness. It's
Yeah.
giving especially with the square, there's like tension in
Yeah.
change.
Right.
Cuz Jupiter and Uranus are very much about like changing
Mhm.
stuff up. Jupiter is about
Mhm.
like expanding things and
Right.
becoming very abundant and like receiving a lot of things, while
Mhm.
Uranus is about like just switching stuff up, being very progressive.
Mhm.
Um not in the same transformational way of like Pluto, which is much more about kind of inner change. Uranus is
Mhm.
about like generational global innovation and change and stuff like that. Very
Mhm.
Aquarian energy.
Right.
Um so those both being in Taurus, which is what I'm saying, I keep saying, take advantage of those planets being in Taurus, because it's like very gentle, it's very authentic, because Taurus will
Mm-hmm.
not be inauthentic. You
Right.
know,
They will never
Taurus will,
be who they're not.
yes, they'll definitely like do what they want to do. I think Leo has the same kind of energy too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think it's a good opportunity to address that authenticity within yourself, but
Mm-hmm.
it can be hard for people who are kind of morphing into roles because they have to.
Right. Right.
Um, for those things to be brought up, especially with Mercury, it could be brought up in like conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I would expect, you know, if you deal with stuff like that, maybe because of like your family or your job or whatever it is,
Yeah, your
authority
customer service
figures.
voice is going to
Yeah.
be a
Yeah,
little
it
sketchy.
might be, you might struggle, like that whole facade thing that I was talking about, putting on a
Yeah.
brave face,
Yeah.
might be harder, but it's meant to like be brought up, I think,
Right. Right.
especially with the other transits going on this week. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, I don't think we can fake it much longer.
Yep. Yep.
Those of you with masks,
Ooh.
me at myself, um you know, just be aware. It's just going to be much more frustrating to have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Kind of through this
um
whole week,
yes.
not just on Monday and Sunday. It's like
Yeah,
the
like
whole week.
I bring up Monday and Sunday just because like it's going to go from one square to the other, and it's going to
Right.
just like be a theme for this week, it feels
Yeah.
like.
Exactly.
um so on Thursday, thankfully there's not transits like all throughout the week.
Right.
That would
Right.
be quite a lot. But on Thursday the sun will trine Neptune in Pisces. So a little watery trine,
Yeah. Little
bringing up the
Cancer Pisces
emotions,
trine.
bringing up some emotional things.
Yeah.
But
That'll
at the
be
same
interesting.
time, Mars and Virgo will be opposite Saturn in Pisces. Now,
Mm. Mm.
now, I
Mm.
here's the thing, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You a Virgo, I'm a Pisces, right?
Yeah.
On Thursdays, we tend to try to record.
We
Try
do.
to.
We should not. Next week. We need to not.
Well, let's check in because I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah, to me, this Mars opposite Saturn is kind of like what we're bringing up with Saturn, um, kind of wanting you to change your lifestyles and
Right.
look at your life, look at stages in your
Mm-hmm.
life, and the Virgo Mars
Oh my
opposing
god.
that.
That could be like a little over analytical, like,
Mm.
ooh.
Here's what I'll say. I
Yeah.
follow a great Instagram astrologer called Queer Cosmos, and they were talking about Virgo Mars and how it has to be about small goals only.
Yeah, I watched this morning. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they mentioned Atomic Habits, which I have not read. But my sister's read it and said it's great. I don't know. I'm not into those super
I don't like self-help books. I'm not
self-help
interested.
books, but my sister's super into that. Like there's a genre of self-help books that I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
But the like super businessy, like, oh, change your brain chemistry in 21 days
Blah, blah, blah.
with
Shut
these
up.
habits.
Yeah.
It's like cool. I like that things like meditation and nutrition and stuff can be more palatable for people who like that kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate it. And we'll take the gist. I don't like reading it. I want someone to like tell me about it.
Right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
So because I liked this. They mentioned from Atomic Habits that there was a person who like went on to be some well decorated athlete or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he started out so small with his exercise goals that it was like going to the gym 3 times a week for 5 minutes at a
Yep.
time, which I would
Yep.
never like driving all the way to the gym.
Yeah, there's no
just to go
point
for
to
5
that.
minutes.
Yeah.
At least a 15 maybe
Mm-hmm.
is where I would
Yeah.
start. But I
Right.
also don't mind working out. Like I can imagine that being someone who really did not want to get up and go work out.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with 5 minutes at a time. I tell
Right.
people to do that with meditation
Mm-hmm.
too, because like no one can sit down for 30 minutes for the first time and meditate. You're not going to get anything done.
Exactly.
Even if you try to sit down and do it for 5 minutes, it'll be difficult.
You'll just be frustrated if you try to do a really long amount of time.
Yeah.
the first time you
Um,
ever try.
but I think that's very applicable with like lifestyle changes and habits and things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's so popularized to like do these extreme stupid diets.
Right.
Get on my fucking
Or
nerves.
extreme life changes of any
Yeah,
kind.
everything gets so like blown out of proportion. Like keto is not keto,
Right.
by the way.
Right.
And then this whole what's her name? Goop. Who's the Goop
Oh,
lady?
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow like is doing a very extreme anti-inflammatory or Mediterranean. I guess it's an anti-inflammatory diet because that's
Mm-hmm.
how she talks about it. Like that is not meant to be some orthorexia eating disorder diet.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you need to be starting small, you need to be comfortable. Like I don't know, those sorts of things like blasting our eyeballs in the media really get on my nerves
Right.
because you're not meant to make changes like that.
Right.
And I also think because we see those extreme changes all the time, we're not making like long lasting lifestyle choices which are actually better for health,
Right.
mental health, physical health, whatever.
Exactly.
Like our society is really bad at doing it.
Yes.
Because we're not used to it, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's like a big message of that transit
Mm-hmm.
of because Virgo is good at small incremental goals, but
Yes.
we'll think of all of them at once.
Yes. It's the whole roadmap is already thought of,
Yeah.
but usually in realistic stages.
Right.
Small goal
Like
breakdown is
you
there.
you sent that video of someone watching videos of bottles being thrown downstairs and
Yes.
rating them as the signs.
Yeah.
And the Virgo one was like a wine bottle that after 2 stairs it just shattered into pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can share that video, but that was really it was a really good.
Very funny.
Cuz I feel like Virgo will be overwhelmed at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Yeah.
has thought of everything
Yes.
and then
And therefore is overwhelmed.
like could easily just like drop and shatter like a wine bottle. But if you
Very
just
quickly.
like very slowly pour the wine out, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? Put it in a decanter, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's how you should be with your goals as well.
Step by step.
Me at you, Jordan. Honestly.
I am stepwise with my goals because I don't have any goals right now.
Well, fine. I just remember you always being like, yeah, I'm going to wake up at 5 and then I'm going to stream for 4 hours and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to fucking like solve like world peace by 9 p.m. and then I'll get in bed by 10. I'll do all my skincare and then I'll get in bed by 10 and do it all again.
That does happen sometimes when I'm feeling extra out of control with everything in my life. I'm like,
it's like, let me make a perfect day routine.
Yeah, time to revamp my daily schedule and start now.
Yes, which is fine. You can revamp your daily schedule. I'm not telling you not to do that. But you know, be realistic with yourself.
Right away.
Yeah.
I like to stay up late. I need to just get over trying to get up at 5 on days where I don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a night owl as well. And it's not good for capitalism.
No, it's really bad for capitalism.
It's really bad. It might be good for medicine. I don't know. I'm still working on that. I don't know yet. I'm still dealing with. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before, but I have a friend who like goes to bed at 7 or what is it? Like 5 to 7 p.m. They go to bed and wake up at 10 and study all night. Or I don't know if it's 10. It's probably a little later than that, maybe 11, 12, and studies all night. And then like naps once in the morning, and that's how they get their incremental sleep. Kind of like
that's like
they get enough sleep. They get enough sleep during the day. It's just that their schedule is very
having a split
weird.
Sleeping schedule is so hard at first.
I know. Yeah.
That's basically what my 5 a.m. shifts end up being like. Like I'll sleep for like if I do this accidentally, I'll sleep for like 3 hours in the afternoon and then go to bed at midnight and then sleep for 3 to 5 hours
3 to
depending
5
on
hours, yeah.
whatever. Like, like it just ends up being kind of weird.
Yeah. People do it. I don't know if it's suitable for all
No,
jobs.
definitely not.
Maybe for studying it's fine, but for like labor, I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like you need to just rest.
I feel like you need a
Like get a
bigger chunk of
good
rest when you do
good
physical
chunk of
labor.
rest. Yeah. But yeah,
But
just like figuring those things out
yeah.
is already the theme of Saturn in Pisces anyway. Like,
Mhm.
get some structure.
Yeah.
But we don't have to, you know, we don't have to be so harsh.
Right. The
And hopefully
sun.
the
Mhm.
water trine will soften that a bit. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say, that this
yeah.
trine might just like soften the blow a little bit
Yeah,
and like let you actually I don't know. I do feel like when you're trying to break down your goals or like how you want to shift your habits,
mm. Hmm.
it can help to have like this watery trine could help to kind of like allow you to expand your thinking about like, okay, this like of course there's concreteness to this, right? Like
Hmm.
concreteness and science and data that you might be considering, but also
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
what are your actual like goals for yourself, your personal
Hmm.
goals? Like what do you want out of shifting your lifestyle like this? Like,
Hmm.
and I think there's an aspect to a water trine that can actually be very helpful in that and
Hmm.
allow you to open up and feel and think about like, okay, my joints are so tight. I feel so much stress in my shoulders. Like, if I just
Hmm.
do these small things over the course of the next few weeks, the next few months, and add this to my like weekly routine, that would help so much. Like the watery trine might help you actually like feel what's going
Hmm.
on. And
Yeah.
then you can use the Virgo Mars opposition to actually like plan out things that would be helpful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. I think water signs and placements are they're not focused on the self, and they're not focused on like accolades or achieving
Hmm.
necessarily. They're much more
Yeah.
about like helping. I don't know if even
Hmm.
helping is the right word. I know, like, I remember our episode with Avi, we were like, we should stop saying service. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, but because service does sound very weirdly religious now.
Hmm.
But service is what I mean, like, and it can be self-service, it can be self-healing,
Hmm.
and something that's like emotionally fulfilling
Yes.
too. Or because, like, you know like your example of, oh, I want to like improve the health of my body and like
Right.
my joints and feel less pain. But like
Hmm.
if you think of how your life can be without that pain, or like with that lifestyle adjustment, and like how much more fulfilled you can be, how many more things you can do, and like the energy you'll have,
Right.
focusing on that is much more suitable for a water trine, I think,
Hmm.
rather than thinking of like, oh, I'll be strong enough to do this marathon and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
those sorts
Not
of
like
things.
that. That's more
Um,
earth signy, even
yeah, and
fire signy.
which might be, I mean, and that might, uh, that might speak to someone more.
Right.
But it might be like, how easily does that turn into like something very critical and
Hmm.
strict, and
Yep.
I don't know, just very like daunting to do, versus
Yeah.
like, oh, like if my joints feel better, I'll be able to do more stuff with my day, I'll be able to have more energy, whatever it is.
Hmm.
um yeah, I if you like shift the mindset towards it, I'm sure it will be less harsh.
Yeah.
um so yeah, I think look forward to that. It'll be might bring up some stuff, and um if we just like sit and reflect on that, I think it'll be good for this week.
Hmm.
um Other things that are happening. So the sun will also oppose Pluto
Again, that
on
happened last
Friday.
week too.
Yeah, so I'm guessing, oh, because did Pluto go retrograde? I guess Pluto went retrograde, right? Don't quote me. But anyway, so the Sun and Pluto are crossing again, bringing up more inner personal transformational stuff. A lot of the
Right.
same things that have been going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, Mercury will trine Chiron on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Chiron is still in Aries. The whole, okay, this Leo Aries stuff happening on the weekend
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be a lot. I already mentioned Leo, the Mercury Leo squaring Uranus.
Right.
On Friday before that happens, Mercury will trine Chiron in Aries. Venus retrograde is happening on
Yeah.
Saturday
Venus
in
is in
Leo.
Leo.
And the sun is entering Leo on
The same
Saturday as
day.
well. The same day. And then on Sunday, Chiron goes retrograde. It's like
Oh.
everyone's just crossing paths and walking
Yep.
past each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. As our
Oh.
Venusian expert, please tell us. First of all, tell us about how you've been feeling about Venus and Leo.
Well, okay, here's
I
the
don't know if
thing.
have you been attuned?
I have been attuned.
Yeah.
I have been. Because Venus and Leo.
Oh, I already know what you're about to say.
Yeah.
It just hit me. I was like, what does she mean?
So, to me, and this is not a pun, but Venus and Leo is a bit catty, right? Like, you can
Got
be a little bit
'em.
more, I know, you can be a little bit more jealous, a little bit more just like vicious in relationships that are not
Uh,
established, let's say, right?
You were so shady.
I'm shady?
So
I'm
funny.
literally reflecting on the past week and a half. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
But also, Venus and Leo is just like, it's so passionate, so giving.
Mhm.
Like, if your partner has a Venus and Leo, wow, lucky you. Okay. like, like, definitely. How do I put this for the podcast?
You can be explicit. Are you gonna be explicit? What are you about to say?
Venus and Leo is just like a horny time. Okay,
Oh,
let's just be frank. It's quite a
I
horny
thought you were about
time.
to say something outrageous.
No,
Yeah, it's
not
a horny time.
outrageous. I was just
It's
like,
definitely a horny
I don't know.
transit. You know what's
For
not
sure.
horny? Virgo and Mars.
No, that's not. It's really not. So these are like very opposing feelings, right? So that's
Yeah.
just like generally Venus and Leo. But with the retrograde,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be like literally like a step back from that. I don't think the jealousy will go away. I actually think that'll probably be
It
enhanced.
might be worse.
Yeah, with the Venus retrograde. But I think like the horniness will back off because it's going to be more about you versus about the interpersonal aspect of Venus.
Mhm.
I
Like
think,
relationships.
yeah, it's less about relationships and more about you when Venus goes retrograde. So with this being in Leo is like kind of good because it's about your ego and you're like,
Yeah, definitely. And the
you're
sun, like,
Mhm,
it
and
is
the
a
sun
very
being
good
in
time
Leo.
for this.
Yeah, like it'll be about your I don't want to say sexual prowess because that's not really what I mean, but just like you feeling confident in your body. And I think this will bring up things for people where you might actually feel more insecure during the retrograde.
Oh yeah, my
but
intimacy problems are about
right,
to
they're going to
be
be
on
yes.
high.
Yeah.
I can't
So
wait.
I think it'll be a difficult transit for some people. But if you work through these feelings, you can enter a state of like delusional self-confidence, but like you don't give a fuck about anyone else. You're not here to entertain, you're not here to amuse, you're not here to look good for anyone else. You look good for you because you're confident in the way you present yourself. Like this could be a good time to explore that kind of thing. Like, do your clothes make you feel good? Do the things you wear make you feel like you? It can be a lot about like exploring your personal identity
And your
then also
hairstyle.
new
I mentioned
hairstyles.
hair.
It's time.
Hair
Yeah.
is
Hair is
Leo.
huge for
Leo is
Leos.
hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the time to
Anything
like
like that.
explore your self-expression, I think.
Right.
Finding what makes you confident, because you should feel confident even during a Venus retrograde when your confidence like would typically take a hit,
Right.
right? Like this is the time to explore that and see if you're doing all of this for you or for someone
Yeah.
else.
Or and it may be that like if you do find that your confidence is like depleting, maybe the
Mm-hmm.
things that you how do I want to say this? Like maybe the things that you thought made you confident are much more superficial and like not
Mm-hmm.
substantial enough, and you need more. Like I said, the glow up glows. What did I say? The glow up starts within. I don't know what I said last week.
Yeah, the glow up
I
starts within.
I always
Something like
forget
that.
what I
know.
said,
As soon as we're
but
done talking, it's gone.
I have
So
no idea what I said. Um, but yeah, like if your confidence is much more from within and much more substantial, it doesn't matter as much what you're wearing
yeah,
or how you
exactly.
whatever it is. But
Right.
obviously if those things that you're expressing yourself with aren't satisfactory to you,
Mm-hmm.
the easiest way to change that confidence is through like that outer
Right.
expression too.
Yeah.
And Leo is
you
all
know,
about outer expression.
yeah,
The-
and
I, I,
that
I
matters for a Leo placement, which is why I kind
yes,
of
yes.
emphasize that.
And like making sure it is authentic and from
Mm-hmm.
within.
Yes.
Not to fit a mold. We're not fitting molds anymore.
No,
That we
there's no
gotta
need.
like we gotta
Yeah.
get rid.
Yeah.
Um
So definitely going into kind of the next week and the next few weeks with that in mind, that like if you're
mhm.
feeling not confident, if you're feeling kind of down on yourself, first of all, Venus is retrograde. Okay. Second of all, like we're all feeling like that, you know? Second
Yeah.
of all, it is a really good time to examine your self-image, your self-confidence, your own intimacy issues, and
Mhm.
all of that kind of stuff. Like this is big. I almost made a One Tree Hill reference just now. This is big self-love time.
Is that from what you
No. The One Tree Hill references, I was gonna say this is big brook yourself time.
Oh my
But
god. That is so funny. That is
we've resumed One Tree Hill watching last night.
that is
With
so
Claire.
funny.
So
That is so
it was
funny.
so drama filled, so perfect for this lead up to Leo season. Like so
that is
good.
great.
Anyway,
Not Brooke.
yeah,
I'm
brook
screaming
yourself.
because I know it enough to know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
my sisters
So
were obsessed.
yeah, just like reacquainting yourself with
Mm.
what you like, what you don't like. This is also a good time for that. Like, that helps a lot. Like actually that self exploration really helps with your self confidence too.
Yeah,
If I'm being honest,
that's very
like
true.
it's an
It's
important part of our own personal like sexual health and intimacy. Okay.
yes, yes, and it doesn't have to involve anyone else. Literally no one. If
Literally no one else.
yeah, um, yeah, and like I said, I think it goes well with these planets in Taurus, like
For sure. And
sitting there.
Pisces, honestly.
And yes,
All of
yeah,
these.
these are all signs that are just about authenticity, or I
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah,
Like I can't do
exactly.
it
The
otherwise.
expression has to be authentic or it's not happening.
Yeah. Like other placements that may struggle with this are like Libra, all the air signs. Sorry,
All the
but
air
all the air
signs.
signs.
Mm-hmm.
Gemini, yeah, Gemini. I mean, Gemini wants very badly to be authentic, but I think
But I think Gemini
can
struggle with being
easily,
authentic.
yeah, they can easily be swayed.
Geminis,
Libra,
Libras, even Aquarians, I think.
no, Aquarians are find it difficult too because
Mm-hmm.
they will put on a facade from people thinking that they're so authentic.
Yeah.
This is coming from me.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Aquarian placements, and like it's almost like my uniqueness is almost a facade. Like, oh, I can't be regular. I can't,
Yeah.
just
Can't be regular.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
that can
what was I
easily
just
become a
thinking about?
facade too.
I do think actually Cancers will struggle with this energy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think Cancers.
Um
Yes, Scorpios.
Scorpios might struggle. That's
Scorpios are going
literally
to
what I was
struggle,
thinking
I think,
about.
with this Chiron retrograde too.
Yeah.
The
Chiron
Chiron
retrograde in
retrograde
Aries.
will add a little
Oof.
spice to this.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
So not only are you going to deal with this like potential blow to your self-confidence while you're processing, but also like your inner child is going to be screaming at you.
Well, here's what I'll say. Because Chiron transits already are a little more difficult because it is diving deep into those wounds.
Right.
I think what a retrograde does, from what I read and what I'm interpreting, is the wounds will come to the surface much more easily,
Mm-hmm.
which um which is good because I think the difficulties we have with Chiron transits are because we're not wanting to, we're not wanting to go
Mm-hmm.
deeper than the surface.
Right.
So it'll be like overwhelming. If you're dealing with insecurities, you may like come to understand the origins of those insecurities
Mm-hmm.
much more easily, which is a
Yeah.
difficult thing to face if you haven't reflected on those things before.
Right.
Um like I'm thinking of the Man Enough podcast and like these men coming on talking about like them realizing stuff about toxic masculinity and all the
Mm-hmm.
things that they were brought up with. Because a lot of them come on and this is like this is like something good that I think a lot of guests do, and they're like, I'm like a white cis man and
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that I would also have very difficult things from my upbringing that I have to unlearn because
Yep.
it's just not discussed like
Right.
that.
Right.
So anything like that, even if you think like, oh well, I'm not a minority and I probably did fine, like you probably also grew up
You'll still have
with a
some
lot of
wounding.
things you have to unlearn. Yeah, you definitely have
Mm-hmm.
wounding. All of us do.
Yep.
um I mean, unless you grew up in a very 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 good environment. Even so, I think it's so hard to get like that good upbringing at such an what's the impressionable age.
Mm-hmm.
Think of those times when you were very impressionable and like what impressions were made. That's
Right.
the meaning
Right.
of the word. And who installed the buttons and what triggers the buttons and those sorts of
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
um
This combo of transits, the Venus retrograde, the in Leo, the Sun entering Leo, and the Chiron retrograde in Aries is very like delusional confidence in your going out face.
mm,
Like
mm-hmm.
really trying to feel like you're, doing all the things and then like going home and sobbing, like
Yeah. Oh, I
it's
was
not that
definitely imagining like just mascara tears running down the
yes,
face
yes.
kind of
Because
thing.
it's not that like confident facade is really a facade, right? Like
Uh-huh.
it's a true expression of yourself. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like you need the right circumstances to be able to use it while these transits are happening, I feel
And you
like.
need to be, it's all about the intention behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of memes and like reels and stuff of people being like, I'm not doing inner work during the summer, you know?
Yeah. You're gonna be
Like
forced to.
like hot girl summer.
Yeah.
The thing is that I feel, and sorry for people in the southern hemisphere. Sorry for people in the southern
Sorry.
hemisphere. But like the whole hot girl summer thing, I know it's not global, but it's like I feel like it's pretty
It's a
widely spread,
widespread concept.
and it only puts like, I mean, to me, because I'm someone struggling with insecurities about like image, body image
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it only puts pressure to like, you look forward to this part of the year and you have to look hot. Like, like
Yeah.
your anticipation for this part of the year is like having to be hot.
That's just such a huge, disgusting part of like
Yeah. And
the
the thing is that
zeitgeist, I guess.
some people love it because they can naturally like morph into that, or they've
Right. Right.
whatever.
But I think like something that we need to get over for quote unquote hot girl summer is
Yeah.
that you don't have to change your body. It's more about like
Yeah.
presenting yourself like we're talking about, like in a way that feels authentic, that you feel really good expressing yourself this way. Like if you want to wear a bikini at the beach and you don't have a quote unquote bikini body, that it's your bikini body, the one you have right now. And that's perfectly okay. You don't have to be like perfectly hairless. You don't have to have like,
you don't have to
a big
get
ass
UV
and big titties.
ray
You don't,
damage
exactly.
on your
You don't
skin.
have to be like, you don't have to be all of this for it to be a hot girl summer, nor do you have to be a girl. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
girl
or
summer is
hot. Like it's like
TM.
not a problem. and by
hot
like
is
you know,
feeling hot however you look.
yes, not like the society definition of hot. You don't
Right.
ever have to like go out and be hot, like
Right. You don't have to be what they say is hot.
yeah.
Just be your version of hot. You reading a book in the library, that's your hot girl summer.
I was literally about to be like, I think my version of hot is like dressing like a fucking professor and being a library.
Right, like that's still your hot girl summer.
Yeah,
you know.
So
like
funny.
Anyway, we are entering what I consider hot girl summer season. Like Leo season is the season
like
of
the
hot girl
real
summer for me.
hot girl. This is when the real hot summer begins.
Yes, this is it. So the fact that we're gonna start with like confidence issues potentially is like ow.
Yeah,
a little bit
awkward.
ouch. I've been on my delusional confidence game recently.
Yeah. Medium slaying, but also like, wow, I'm just too hot, too good for all of you. yeah.
That's been me lately, which is sometimes okay because it just helps you get through, right? But it's also like, I'm like, I need to chill. I have to calm down.
Yeah, I feel the calling. I feel the calling for of hot girl summering.
Yes.
You know, it's just been a while for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a while since I've been like, oh, let me like do this for my appearance and in a genuine like fulfilling way of like, yes, I want to look good and like whatever.
Yep.
Like I've definitely had it before, you know?
Right.
I used to have that. I used to have it. I think the pandemic and before the pandemic, even Peace Corps made me like, I don't care about what I look like in a very neutral way, which is like fine. But I think it's like neutrality in a way that's like gone too far. Like I need to be at least a little happy with my human form, you know? Yeah. Instead of just apathetic about it.
Yeah.
So
there's a balance
I need a little bit of
that
fire.
Everybody has to find.
Yeah, I need these fire replacements, I think.
Yeah, the Chiron retrograde is gonna hurt. The Venus retrograde is probably gonna hurt. But the sun in Leo means we're out here, you know. Get your titties out, get your chest out.
Yeah.
Let's fucking slay. Okay, it's time.
Yeah. Not to be that person, but the EXO album is so good for these transits and the season.
It kind of is, though. Like, why is it kind of perfect for these specific transits?
It's a very like sexy album, and it's a lot of the songs are about like being very hopeful and like being very confident. It's very like
fun,
direct.
It's sexy. It's a little bit emotional as well.
Yeah.
Oof. There's some emotional vulnerability in there. A little bit of twerking. Yes.
A little bit
of twerking. Gotta throw it back just a little bit.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, very cheerful songs. Like I would surround yourself with media that makes you feel good.
Yes. This is not the time for sad dramas. It's really the time to watch fun things.
We were talking yesterday and I was like, ew, no. You were suggesting some gay shit to me to watch.
Yeah, some
I'm
happy,
sad.
Fluffy, soft gay shit. And you were like,
and I was
ew.
like, that is not what I want to watch when I'm sad. Why on earth would I watch that when I'm sad? Are you joking?
Watch things that make you happy. Listen to things that make you happy.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
because if you wallow, you're gonna wallow hard during a
Mm-hmm.
Venus retrograde. For real. Like I'm not playing games with any of you. You will be down in the fucking dumps if you let yourself be down in the dumps. If you don't work to correct. This is, and while normally I'd be like, it's okay to feel sad, blah, blah, blah. This is not the season for it. I'm going to tell you right now. We're leaving sad season behind. This is the season where you need to get your ass in gear, have a little fun, feel good, feel sexy, feel flirty. You don't have to flirt. You don't have to be fucking anyone. Just for you. Have fun. Please. I beg of you. I beg of you.
So desperate PSA.
Yes.
Yeah. And like we talked about before, we're moving away from sad mom season.
We are. We really are.
We're moving into single auntie season.
Yes.
The single auntie who is connecting with her inner child actively.
Yes.
Because she has the freedom, whatever, to do so.
I think Chiron and Aries will make you be like, oh my God. I remember when I was little, I used to love dinosaurs. How about I go to the Natural History Museum, go like...
Oh my God, put on a cute outfit and go to the Natural History
Museum. Take yourself on a date to the Natural History Museum. Go see some dinosaur bones. Like
get a little lunch.
Read a book about a paleontologist. Whatever. Like do something fun. Watch a new show about dinosaurs. Look up, what was that old show about, like two kids hosted it and they talk to paleontologists and like, do you know what I'm talking about? It was on PBS for sure. Like find episodes of that show and enjoy it once again,
Oh my God, that just unlocked my brain. Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that's called though.
You'll need to be gentle with yourself, but it's really just fun and sexy season. Okay. We're gonna do our best to have a fun and sexy time. If you feel sad, get over it. No. It really is okay to feel sad, but just like the season, the energy of this astrological season is not about that. So you can be sad again in Virgo season. If I'm being honest, you can be sad again in Virgo season, just not right now.
Really? Virgo season.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to talk about Virgo season. Struggle. Virgo season. Oh, but yeah, it should be fun. It should be a little emotionally healing.
I think, for the whole of Leo season. But for this next week, leaving Cancer season, entering Leo season will be a little bit emotionally difficult, I think.
And these lessons are not like for this week. If you have a very busy week ahead, lean into that Virgo Mars, get the shit done.
Yep.
And then schedule some time for yourself this week to
schedule some personal time.
You gotta. Virgo will do it. Put it in a planner. Like from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I will actually sit and do nothing and think about myself and life. Schedule in some times like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you got this.
You got this, besties.
We're here to support you.
I think you can reach out to friends. Like Leo Mercury is like a little social, a little fun.
For sure. Mars and Virgo is kind of solo, but Mercury Leo is definitely social.
Mars and Virgo is very much like, no, I don't need help. No, I got it. I got it.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, if you need to like lean onto other people and you're struggling with that, lean into the Mercury and Leo.
Yep.
Don't get overwhelmed. It'll be fine. These transits will have like lingering effects and you'll have time to process everything. It's not
you totally have time to deal with all of these things. This is not just this week. Like this is not a one day thing. Unfortunately, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. But yeah, I think that's all I got.
Great. All right, let's talk about tarot for this week then. Sam also pulled some tarot this week, which is
let's compare notes.
Fun. We're comparing and contrasting here, So for me, I pulled for all of us the Queen of Coins, otherwise known as the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is who I aspire to be as a Virgo, right? She is abundant. She's like I feel like in a lot of other kinds of decks she's kind of depicted as pregnant usually, maybe.
Yeah.
Like just truly like abundant,
Pregnant.
fertile.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like in a pregnancy sense. The pregnancy is more an image that just symbolizes, or like a state that symbolizes like you're cooking up all kinds of things that will bring you even more
Yes.
abundance.
Yes,
It's
yes,
not
yes.
actually about like babies and shit.
Could be though.
Could
If
be,
that
but
applies.
right, right, right.
If it
But
applies, it applies.
typically it's, yes, it's all about like generosity, financial security, safe and sound, self-confidence, again, self-confidence, listen, self-confidence, resourcefulness. And it can be about like in terms of her being pregnant, like dedication to your family, right? And
Yes.
what we were talking about this week is more like with Venus retrograde, it's going to be about you. And I still think this card is like a really good representation of that, where like you're figuring out the balance of generosity with others, but also keeping enough for yourself. That's important. Okay. In
Mm.
terms of, again, like thinking about financial security, thinking about your own self confidence and like how much you give to other people to make them feel good and feel confident, but
Mm-hmm.
like drain from yourself. That's your currency, right? Your wealth is your own image, what you sacrifice to make others feel better. Whether you know you're doing it or not, you'll notice towards the end of this week.
Mm.
um, and as the season progresses. The bottom of the deck was the Nine of Coins, which I think is an interesting follow up because the Nine of Coins is individual accomplishment. It's about all the seeds you've been sowing that are coming to fruition that you've now got in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Independent success, self mastery, discipline, safety, a rich life, and fulfillment. Again, like these are just the themes we're dealing with right now. Personal gain, personal satisfaction, personal success, personal everything, so that you can be ready to share with others come Virgo
Mm-hmm.
season.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Because you
Yes. Yes.
cannot give from an empty cup, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. And then following that was the star, which I think is also an important note in this kind of discussion, because the star is like hopes and dreams and goals and like
Mm.
that beacon that you're reaching for, right? So this is just an important time to kind of get you set up for those goals. Think about them, the Mars and Virgo, with your little tiny baby steps towards these goals. But
Right.
you know they're there. Whether it seems like it's really far away or really close, you know it's there, right? You can feel it, you can see it sometimes.
Yeah. The star to me is kind of like reconnecting with like the purpose of and your
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to just get in like a routine and do, go with the motions and stuff, but
Right.
I think the star usually is like a message to not get like that. Like you may think that may make you more productive or whatever and a better worker because you're just like in the zone,
Right.
working zone. But that purpose driven work will be much more fulfilling
Yes.
and it'll make you more inspired to do it too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just saw, while I was just putting my deck away, the Five of Coins, which I think is worth noting, because it's often about like poverty and bereavement and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of theme. And I think you could potentially feel this way with the Venus transit, of the Venus retrograde, and some of the other like more tense placements. You could feel like you're nowhere near your goals, you're not on the right path anymore, it's all overwhelming, everything is hard. And everything is hard, but you're doing what you can, you're doing what you need to be doing, or you're reevaluating what you need to be doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to take a step back, take a second, and reassess. Again, Mars and Virgo is a great time to do this. And I think you'll have a little more time for self-reflection when you like don't want to be around other people
Mm-hmm.
or like fuck with other people for the Venus retrograde. So you'll have some more time to think about these things. You're doing your best. You're not on the you're not off the path yet. you're we're just in our hot girl summer taking a moment to have a nice time. Okay?
Yes.
You got this. Okay. What was your tarot for this week?
So I pulled 3 cards, and the first card I got was the 3 of coins.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I also, on the bottom of the deck, was the 2 of cups.
Oh,
Shout
baby.
out to our podcast. So to me, that's very much like, you know, Virgo Mars is very much like, I can do it on my own. I got
Mm-hmm.
this. And 3 of coins and 2 of cups are more about like collaborating and delegating
Mm-hmm.
work, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so to me, it can be hard to like ask people for help
For
for
sure.
some of us. Not me to me, but
Definitely
maybe.
not.
um, but to me, like something that helps me is at least like letting people know about what I have going on, and
Mm-hmm.
that even that relieves it, because like sometimes they can be a soundboard, sometimes they can give you a solution,
Mm-hmm.
or give you an idea of how you can delegate it or break it down. So to me, it's giving like co-working with people,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not working on something together.
Right,
Just
right.
like, and talking to people that you trust, like your friends, very close people that you trust with your ideas and your goals,
Yes.
can also inspire you, like knowing that that person will like cheer you on and not not like
Mm-hmm.
so in doubt into your head or whatever. But yeah, like co-working with people and sharing those ideas can make things a little more exciting and inspiring, and maybe like take off the load a bit.
Mm-hmm.
um I also got strength, which is literally
Yes.
the Leo
The
card.
Leo card.
I think really points to all of these like a little more emotionally difficult transits. We talked about strength last week, I believe. So that
Mm-hmm.
sort of inner strength and the knowing that you can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Um oh, I was watching, the Korean vegan, an
Yes.
influencer. She posted something about like, she posts a lot of like cooking videos, but puts a lot of like
She
very
tells like a personal
emotional
story.
stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So she dealt with like a divorce, a really difficult divorce, and always talks about how like her family supported her, and
Mm-hmm.
about like Asian expressions of love
Yeah.
that are a
Yeah.
little different from like the westernized view.
Right.
And she said that her mom sent her flowers and a
Mm-hmm.
card that in Korean said, basically like, the phrase translates to like, I know it's been hard on you,
Mm-hmm.
but if you actually go into the Korean of it, it's
Right.
more like, I know that this took your strength,
Mm-hmm.
to get over.
Right.
Like, I know that you had to build strength to get over this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the phrase, and it's very commonly used too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've heard it a lot of people consoling others that have gone through something hard. They'll say that.
Right.
So it's that acknowledgement of like, it's not that it was not just that it was hard on
Mm-hmm.
you, but like you were strong enough to get through that.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, that mindset. So I literally just watched that too. It was very like, oh, this is a good message, I think. I love a little spooky
Yeah.
tarot moment.
Right.
So yeah, that was my second card, and then I got the 4 of coins.
Uh-huh.
And like what you were saying, I think with the 9 of coins of like your own fulfillment and projects, 4
Mm-hmm.
of coins tends to be about like, it tends to have a negative connotation of like holding on to stuff and hoarding,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to let go.
Right.
And I mean, yes, there's definitely a lesson of like learning to let things go that's been going on for a while now.
Mm-hmm. For
But
sure.
also, I think making these personal fulfillment and projects and goals very close to you and not
Mm-hmm.
giving up on those,
Yes.
and maybe being a little selfish about them, maybe building
Yes.
boundaries that are difficult to build
Mm-hmm.
around those things.
You don't have to tell everyone about your ideas and your projects.
Yes, which is why when I talked about co-working, I was like, someone you trust. I
Yes.
don't want to encourage people to just
Mm-hmm.
like, I know this is a very cultural thing for me, but like going out and just telling everyone what your plans are, it can like breed jealousy or breed
Mm-hmm.
like doubt and stuff like that. And I
Right.
just don't think that's healthy for you to be around. You should be
Mm-hmm.
around people who encourage you.
Only
Um
support you.
even if your ideas are outrageous, you know,
Yep.
like you need someone who can tell you like, well, I think you can do it if you try.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, being very protective of those things too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, and then on the bottom of the deck, I got the Knight of Swords, which to me is
Mm.
like with Chiron retrograde. If you are a more uh air dominant chart,
Mm-hmm.
you may like come to a lot of like insights and realizations, and not to over intellectualize everything. It's going to be very tempting to just intellectualize stuff and
Right.
leave it there, but we need to emotionally process them too.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's kind of what I got for my
I
tarot.
love it.
Yeah, I like
I
comparing
love
notes, it's
it.
fun.
It is fun just to see. And like we have different interpretations of tarot because
Mm,
everybody has different interpretations,
yeah.
even with the same cards. So I love that we could do this and like collaborate more.
Yes, 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 yes. It's fun.
All right. Are you ready for media recommendations?
Yes, I'm very ready.
Sam, what have you been listening to or
Oh,
watching or reading or whatever?
I have been fully immersed
Mm-hmm.
in this EXO album.
Yes.
The seventh full album, Exist, is so good. I'm very happy with it.
It's
Uh,
delightful.
yeah, it's been an emotional week. Come back, but the album is so good. I'm really happy that a lot of the producers are people who've worked with EXO before. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've literally been like tweeting the producers, and they've been like responding back to fans. It's like really cool how much they like really had fun working with EXO too.
Mm-hmm.
And like talking to international fans. It's like really fun.
Right.
And you know, they have talked about, they've already gone online and talked about this, and like, oh yeah, you know, like we worked with EXO a lot. We know their sound, we know like their strengths, but they really are good at, you know, exploring new things too.
Yeah.
And so, you know, since they worked with them for years, making songs that are just meant for them, like not just a demo that they picked up, but
Right.
like we're purposely making a song for EXO.
God.
That's kind of been how, I mean, and the discography's been like that for a while, just because
Mm-hmm.
that's what happens to older K-pop groups. I think like people want to work with them again. They
Right.
develop more of a sound. So it's just like such a good EXO album. Like the EXO
Mm-hmm.
sound is
Yep.
so good here, and members who haven't gotten a lot of lines before have way more lines. You know,
Yay.
things like that are always really nice. So I've been loving it. um I don't know my favorite song yet, but I think,
You told me last week that you had two favorites. That was on like Tuesday, I think,
yeah,
when
but
we talked
really,
about it.
so yeah, Regret It and Private Party, those are really
Private
good. They're
Party.
so good,
So
dude.
good.
These songs are so good, but then other ones keep growing on me more and more. It's just a fantastic
I
album, and
mean,
they're
the B-side pre-releases were both
so
so
good.
incredible. So those
So
are still
good.
in my favorites on this album, but
Yeah,
like every
yeah.
song is good. Every single
Every
one.
song, every single song is good. Um, Their title track is a very dirty song. Very dirty
Uh
boys. Very dirty boys. But it's been a lot of fun. Um, my favorite member used to never expose any skin, and now he's in a deep V, deep
Wow,
V kind
wow.
of loose shirt with nip slips and shit. I'm losing my
God.
mind.
Woof.
So
Wow, wow,
yes,
wow, wow, wow,
easy to
wow,
say that
wow.
I've been enjoying. I've been enjoying myself. Um, Also, other K-pop, Odd Eye Circle. If you are on Twitter, you probably know who Luna is, because I think Luna Twitter is like, well, at least for a time, there was an era where Luna Twitter would just spam everywhere.
Right.
So those of you may know Luna, but they had a lot of drama with their company for the past few years. They've all left their company, but they had a subunit called Odd Eye Circle, and they all signed with the new company and came back, which is
Mm-hmm.
really cool. So they have a song called Air Force One. It's really cute. It's very reminiscent of like the K-pop era that I really liked. So that's been really fun. And then also
Mhm.
Twice has a subunit, a Japanese subunit called
Oh, they
MISAMO.
do? Oh, that's
Yes.
cute.
Um, so that just came out too. It's a song called Do Not Touch. It's very, very cute. Both of these are very reminiscent of like um more like early 2010s K-pop
Mhm.
that I was really into.
Mhm.
So that's been really fun. I think I just like grown K-pop more.
Yeah.
All of these new groups are like, 19, 20-year olds, and I'm like, I can't connect with this music. I guess I'm officially old now. So yeah, that's been fun. Mostly it's been EXO, but there's a lot of new stuff coming out these days. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. That's all I've been doing.
That's
That's all I've been doing this week.
sounds like a treat and a half. Sounds like a good time to me.
What have you been listening to?
Um okay. So I've been listening to the EXO album, of course, but I knew you were going to talk about that, so
Yeah,
I didn't mean
sorry,
to
I
talk about
stole
it.
your thunder.
No, that's your thunder for sure.
Oh yeah,
You can
that's
steal
true.
mine. But I watched the one of New Jeans' new videos. It was the New Jeans by New Jeans
Title track.
official music
Well,
video, the
it's not the
title
title
track.
track.
Right, but
It's
they're like
namesake
self-titled
track.
track.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
And it's literally a collaboration with the Powerpuff Girls, one of my childhood
Very cute.
favorite cartoons, concepts, everything. Love the Powerpuff Girls. It's so cute. I do think the song is like boring, if I'm being honest with you, but I really love the video. I think it's really cute, and the song is definitely catchy. Like whatever, it's cute. It's just like not really the song that catches my interest. It's
Right.
the video concept. So I highly recommend watching it just because it's cute. I love the Powerpuff Girls theme vibe. They do like different animation styles. It's very cute. Really
Yeah.
a well done video for
The
sure.
both of the pre-releases are really good videos.
Yeah,
I
the
think
Super Shy
very
video
pretty.
is good. The New Jeans video is good. And I do like Super Shy. Sam talked about it last week. But
Uh-huh.
again, it's just like not a song that like really catches me.
Well, I don't relate to that
Like you were just
anymore,
saying, I don't really like this like cutesy quote unquote new K-pop era.
Yeah, I
I
like
am
this
looking forward to
genre.
seeing.
I like this
Yeah,
genre of music, but
for sure.
the
Yeah.
I really do think that happens. Like, oh, I can't relate to like being super shy in front of a boy. It's like not.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing what their album is like.
I
Um
think they're. I forgot when it comes out. I hope
it's
it's not out
soon.
today.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I know
no.
it's
It's soon
soon,
though.
but I'm pretty sure it's like a fairy concept, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
It's gonna be very
it's an
cute.
interesting concept. I'm just like I'm looking forward to seeing what the album is like cuz like I really do like Ditto and what was the other one? Is it OMG that the other one's
OMG,
called?
yeah,
Yeah, I really like both of those songs actually, even though they're way overplayed and annoying at this
yeah.
point just because of TikTok. But like I actually really liked those songs. I really like, girly pop a
You would like
lot.
their first. Have you listened? You should listen to their first little mini album too.
I
Hype
should.
Boy and Attention. You would love Attention, I think.
I think
Um,
I've listened to Hype Boy. So I
yeah,
guess
that
I
was
just
like
need to
their
revisit those.
title track, and then I think OMG and
Yeah, and Ditto
Ditto,
came
yeah, were like kind of
literally right
singles.
after.
Yeah, they're like singles after
Um,
that.
yeah,
But
but
yeah,
anyway,
I'm
the
sure
New
they're
Jeans
gonna
video
do a
is
lot
good.
of. They're gonna be huge. I'm
They
sure.
are because
Like,
they're good. Like they can all sing very
oh,
well,
they're
which
very
is
good.
um this is shade, which is rare for a newer group and a high label group. If I'm being
Oh,
honest, every single one of them
oh
can sing.
shit.
They're great
Okay, be
performers. They're really
careful.
good
I'm scared for you.
dancers. I just am not really a fan of a lot of high label groups because they have
Mm.
really weak members
Mm.
in every single group, and I think New Jeans is actually rare. What, it's like 5 of them, 6?
Mm.
Like all of them are good.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, Le Sserafim is a strong group.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Le Sserafim is a good one, but
Yeah, I think it's the boy groups that we're shading,
I think it's the boy
which is a.
groups.
But they're cute. They're cute.
Like they're cute, of course. They have visuals for a reason. Like you don't have to be able to do anything but look pretty
Oh
for
my
that role.
god.
Anyway, my other 2 recommendations for this week are things that everybody's heard of if you are at all even vaguely into anime or you have friends that are, I finally started watching Spy Family. Highly recommend. Very funny, very cute. Like, really, I'm really enjoying it. I was looking for something dubbed to watch while I did other things. Because obviously I can't watch a
A
subtitled anime
subtitled
while I
thing,
do
yeah.
things, right? So I was looking for other things to watch, and I just like started Spy Family on a whim. Very, very cute. Definitely. I think I'm like halfway through the first season right now. Very good. The other anime I've been watching, yesterday I watched the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie. Loved it. Oh
Oh,
my god.
nice.
I'm a huge Jujutsu Kaisen fan. But I hadn't gotten around to watching the movie, and I'm really glad I did because it was great. Where
Nice.
is I'm looking for my tab so I can see what else I've been watching. I've been on an anime kick recently. Uh because I love anime, but I just haven't like
I know. I love anime too, but I'm a snob and don't like most dubs. So
No, I
it's hard
agree.
for
I
me to
don't like
watch.
most dubs either.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to
So,
take the time to watch an anime.
oh, I watched an anime called My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. It's literally like combines online gaming, nerd culture, and a romance anime.
This sounds
Oh
so...
my god. It was so good. I could scream about that show. It was so good. I also watched one episode of this anime called Danseur, which is about a kid who like is obsessed with ballet as a child, but then gets made fun of and like doesn't pursue his ballet dreams, and then gets
Aw.
like roped into joining a ballet studio as I think he's a middle schooler or like a first year high schooler, and because he's truly a natural talent with
Mm.
ballet. And the first
So this is
episode was
about
super cute.
Kai. This anime is just about Kai.
Shut up.
Is that why you're watching it? Oh, were you avoiding?
No, that's not why I'm watching it, but it's really, really cute. So I'm going to keep watching that. I also started watching Skip and Loafer, which is very cute. And I love the animation style of Skip and Loafer.
Oh my god,
It's not
you're
like
watching like
I'm
40
watching
things.
so much. I am. I watched a lot this week. Skip and Loafer has an animation style that's not like your typical shoujo romance anime. It's a little more expressive than that, which is just like refreshing to see. Like obviously there's a typical very classic hot boy character who's obsessed with the girl who doesn't look like everyone else, right? But it's it's just like more expressive. There's more realism in the set design or the like background design. There's some
Oh, I
really
do like
beautiful
stuff like
shots.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really beautiful shots. Plus this girl makes the best like weird faces. It's just very funny, very cute. I love romance anime. Obviously, that's
Yeah,
just what I live
everyone
for.
pretends to be shocked.
I know. So that's just like kind of what I've been consuming just to like feel something.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you suggested that I watch that when I'm sad, I'm like, you know what will depress me more? Being
Love.
alone and watching love.
I love being alone and watching love. I think it's great. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of anime and enjoying every second of it, but you know, I'll list all the ones that I talked about below, but they're all on Crunchyroll. So if you've got Crunchyroll or you have a friend who does, you can watch every single one.
Please use your friend's Crunchyroll.
Use your friend's Crunchyroll.
You should not be using your own.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, I guess that's it. Yeah, lots of actually we both were like, I don't have anything else I've been listening to, but there's some stuff.
Lots of fun things.
There's some stuff.
Yeah. I don't think I've been listening to a lot of music. I've been listening to the last podcast on the Left Manhattan Project series, which has been fun. Are we gonna go see Barbie? Maybe Oppenheimer?
Maybe
double feature.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not that interested in Oppenheimer.
I'm not interested in Oppenheimer. I have to be honest.
I love the I love this like online debate. I'm like,
I just
y'all want to watch a movie about the atomic bomb on the same weekend as a movie about Barbie.
I know.
Like,
so funny.
Yeah, I guess a duality of man. I guess. But I feel like the atomic bomb movie will depress me like, and I won't be able to recover. I get very,
Oh man,
yeah,
baby.
I don't know. And then I just won't be able to enjoy Barbie. So we might have to do it the other way around. We have to watch Barbie first.
Okay. We don't
I
have
know,
to watch
hot take,
Oppenheimer
hot
at all.
take.
We don't have to watch Oppenheimer at all. Let's be honest.
Right.
Because
I'm interested
wow.
to see how Barbie will be, to be honest.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I just know it's gonna be subject to a lot of scrutiny because it's Barbie. you know? And they're trying to do the like, oh, self-confidence and like who you wanna be. And like how well will that be portrayed in a movie about Barbie with fucking Ryan Gosling in it?
You're not wrong.
You know, so I have, you know, well, we'll see. We'll see. We also need to watch The Little Mermaid. We're late on that.
We still haven't watched it.
We should have done that in Cancer season, but it's fine.
Ugh. I can't believe we haven't watched that
Like,
movie yet.
maybe
It'll be on Disney Plus by the time we go to the beach.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know?
Life is so easy these days. We don't have to go anywhere. That's so funny to me. You used to have to wait months and then go to fucking Redbox. Y'all remember Redbox? I think it still exists.
They do. I saw one not that long ago. Sun bleached. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, it is. They're all
wow.
It's pink box now, but which is a whole other thing.
Very Barbie core.
Listen, a pink box is something else. Do not go around asking people to show you their pink box.
Don't. Don't do it.
Okay. That stays between us.
Funny.
That stays between us.
That's so funny.
All right. We gotta wrap it up.
We gotta go.
Now we're getting unhinged.
I gotta get ready for work. We don't have time for this.
Yeah. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you'd like to give us a little rating and review on whatever platform you're listening on, we'd appreciate it so much. You can always reach us at 2cupsbetween on Twitter with the number 2, and also at 2cupsbetween@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Bye.
Wow. Well done.
Thanks.
Huge. This was a good episode. I feel like this was a really good one. Okay.
I think so. I'm glad. If you think it's good, it's great. Because I'm telling you, I don't remember.
It's already gone. Poof.
Yeah.
Flew the coop.
I'll have to re-listen to this one. Okay.